Like, I don't give a fuck if y'all stream it because this is like y'all's thing. But like some other people were that I'm like, you don't get to do that.
Yeah, well, Gabby's failing to tell everybody she's running all over this app and, doing her thing with is that she was served last Friday at 1:10 p.m. with a formal cease and desist letter from me because she's been back on the app for the past 19 days making claims that she's publishing this book with all of our, names in it and all this stuff and how we're these big old cyber bullies, and she does not have my consent to do so. And whether you or anybody else agrees with why I may have called DCF on her, she's not allowed to retaliate against me for that. And that cease and desist told her she needed to stop it or I was going to move forward with a civil suit here in Ohio. And I have moved forward with that civil suit. She knows I've moved forward with that civil suit. And the mess that she's pulled in the past 3 days to try to get money for that lawyer that's going to take her nowhere is fraudulent. There's been several police reports filed on her in the past several days. And when I was muted, I sent you a message over here on TikTok. So just go check your messages and I'll talk to you more about this privately. But
You're fine.
Gabby is committing fraud. I understand that she is being bullied by some very nasty people on this app. But those of us like myself and Villain and Find Out, we are being directly targeted by her. She is sitting on her platform on a daily basis telling them that she's going to take my house. She's coming for my house. And I'm not playing with her. So I don't want you to get involved in this mess by platforming it. I know that this is your content, this is what you do, but she needs to be making you and anybody else on these platforms aware that she has been told to stop it. She signed for it. She's aware of it. And all she's doing is digging a hole. That's all she's doing.
I wonder why. So you went further than the cease and desist. Has she been served for that?
Yes, I did. No, she hasn't been served for anything further because I just left the lawyer's office yesterday, and my brother just showed in from Kentucky this afternoon. But it is being, it is in the process here in Ohio. I'm not going to speak too much on it publicly because you know how people are. So I live in a very small town, and I don't need my small town to become an uproar. I don't want this. I started watching Gabby back in January, just like anybody else does. I offered to help her pay for her vet tech certification so people would stop calling her a liar. I told people not to call CPS on her because I didn't see a problem at first, but the more she goes, the more manic she gets. And I literally watched that baby cook tortillas on a hot stove by himself.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
I was there the day she slapped him in the face. Okay. I watched her drag him across his bed by his arms. All right. And she's telling you tonight and 2,000 people that she's kept him off the internet. He was literally on live Saturday in his underwear. Okay. In the past 72 hours, she has sent his medical records out to 4 different individuals. Okay. And I know that there was some shade thrown a little bit about that safety plan, but you green screened it too.
Yeah, no, I definitely did.
She's so mad about that safety plan, but nobody would have that damn safety plan if she would stop focusing on proving shit to people. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And focus on that baby. And you're a medical professional, and I've actually had a very lengthy phone call with somebody that is also in contact over there that is a medical professional, and I was told that miscarriage was on 100% fake. I was told it was fake.
I haven't seen all the I mean, all I did was look up if it's possible for the HCG to go back down. And because that's what people were sending me, like not her, that's what other people were sending me, was the HCG being 0. If it was possible, if it was a chemical pregnancy. That's all I know. And I don't really like to speak on
it. She didn't start speaking on it being a chemical pregnancy until other live streamers were talking about chemical pregnancies. That's the problem. She came on the next day and started talking about it. Okay. And it's just, if it's the videos. I've been on this infertility journey for a year, all these negative pregnancy tests. Okay. So did you have miscarriages or do you have all these negative pregnancy tests? She's flip-flopping and she's messing with people's emotions. And it's not okay. You can do whatever you want to do on your platform, but you have to pay attention to the people you're affecting. And she sat over here with you today in front of 2,000 people. And I know you're being objective and you look at both sides of the coin, but that narcissism, It got fed 1000% tonight. And it's really sad. It's sad. She does not need to be platformed. She is an active addiction. We can be addicted to TikTok. We can be addicted to drugs. We can be.
Oh, she is
addicted to
definitely
sex.
addicted to TikTok. I
But
agree
we
that.
just, all 2,000 of us just enabled it.
Yeah, and that's what my point was trying to say was like the people who hate her so like I think you genuinely like want to see her do better, like, you know, and for the baby. A lot of these people, that's not what they want. They're watching for the crash out. And if they would stop, that's the problem is like people have to stop too.
But the bad part about it is she knows the people that are doing the real life stuff to her, Kaylee, and she's coming for us. Like she mentioned Swifty for the first time in forever tonight. That woman sends stuff to her home. Okay. Yeah. She sends stuff to her home. I've never even contacted Gabby on the back end, but I said something in my live the other night. I said, Gabby, if you will just have a conversation with me and end this, I will end every bit. I don't want to pay out all this money for attorneys. I don't have no damn GoFundMe up. I just bought a house. Okay.
Would you be willing to do it privately?
Do what privately?
Like have a conversation with Gabby privately?
Yeah, I'll have a conversation with Gabby.
Like not online, not for, and not saying that you're doing it for, obviously I don't think you are, but like, it not having to be something that is talked about online after, like y'all just have a private conversation.
I would have a private conversation with Gabby. I would, but I think that there's other people that deserve the same conversation. I
would be willing to try to talk to her about that, to see if she would be willing to have, I think if it was one-on-one with y'all, she would maybe be more willing and not everyone all at once, because then it does feel like being teamed up on, which is why I wasn't comfortable doing like pulling everybody in.
But she tells y'all that she has this PTSD. You know, I'm not going to coddle her. Okay. I'm sorry.
No, and you don't have to.
For maybe 5 seconds, I thought about talking to her privately, but I'm not going to coddle her because that's what she wants. She wants to be in control. She wants to do things her way. She thinks the ABC News reporter is only going to talk to her and air her story. She's not going to vet nothing. She's not going to talk to anybody else involved. She's going to put all of ABC's franchise down there in Florida in the middle of a legal freaking mess just for little old Gabby. She does not need to be coddled anymore. She needs to get on this app and she needs to hold herself accountable just like you've had to do, just like I've had to do, and everybody else that tries to hold a platform has had to do. She's skirting around some serious stuff that she's done on this app. Serious. When she made that comment tonight about me saying I didn't care about her son, she failed to tell you that she said brown wasn't a human skin color that night. And I have a biracial daughter. She failed to tell you that picture looked like a gorilla, and she held it up to the screen and said, look, it's not even a human skin color, and I have a 27-year-old biracial daughter that I would fucking burn this world down for. She didn't tell you that, but she wants to throw out that I said, when I was so mad at her that night, I did go live. I said, I don't give a fuck about you or your kid. I was mad as hell, but I owned it. I owned it. She's not holding herself accountable. And I think a lot of people would show her a little bit of grace if she would get on here with a spine.
She did. She just didn't say exactly, because I couldn't remember exactly what she had said. But I know that I did when I talked to her personally too about I explained to her why it's not okay to say things like that, and that like as white people, like that's what we were talking. I don't know if you were in here at that point when I was talking about like as white people, it's important for us to realize when we say something that's a microaggression or racist, and to take accountability, apologize, and do better,
Yeah,
so
like you though, I can take punches just like you can, but that's not the first time something like that's been said. And their free use of the R word, I know this is a free country, but you supposedly have a disabled son over there, and y'all are in the house dropping R words to left and right. Her boyfriend's in there with the homophobic slurs and telling her to have her sister go back to having sex with black men. It is a pattern. It's a pattern. It's all a pattern.
I definitely agree.
It's like she wakes up every single day, and when people platform her, and we're no better talking about her all day long because people get curious and they go over there and look at her. You know what I'm saying? We're not no better. We got to take accountability somewhere. But when we platform her like this, and then in the middle of it all, she plugs that stupid GoFundMe over there that is it's fraudulent. You know what I want you to have your assistant do? Can you do me a favor? On your little notepad over there, the next time you talk to her, tell her to show you in live, in action, what the current balance is of that GoFundMe.
All right. Assistant, write that down.
I'm curious to know what the current balance is because I don't think there's anything there. I think she's already withdrawn it.
Interesting.
I really don't think there's anything there. And she told y'all tonight that she has never asked anybody for money before, but this is her 6th GoFundMe in the past 4 years.
So do you think everything is just a skit? Like that everything is just for views or do you think that because for me, obviously I'm newer to the Gabby stuff. Like I am concerned about her mental health. That's where, like, for me as a nurse, I'm like, oh, this person's definitely got some mental health stuff going on that needs to be addressed. She needs help. But I can see where some people would think it's just all for show.
Well, it's on court record that it's skits and entertainment purposes only, but she shouldn't be allowed to do that at the expense of a 4-year-old little boy.
I agree.
You know, we can all get on here and cut a fool. You can do your subs for your little T lives, and I can come over here. You know, we can all do what we want to do, but we don't do it at the expense of our children.
Yes, I agree.
And, you know, I feel like, you know, it kind of hit me when y'all keep saying we want him taken away from her. We want him taken away from her. No, we don't, but we do want him removed until she is a stable-minded human being, because Aaron is not any better. He's not any better. I know you're busy and you're working all the time, but just today, Cameron was in there slapping her on her behind, being very inappropriate with her, and she was like, "It's okay, Daddy does it too." It's very inappropriate behavior. And I don't want to see any children going to foster care, but she every single day wakes up and chooses this app over that baby. And because of the legal proceedings, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hand it to you right away, but my attorney is going to get a statement from Duncan on why she's no longer employed there, because she's accusing us of being the reason why she's not.
I would definitely be interested in that once you're able to.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it right away, but as soon as I'm allowed to get it to you, I will get it to you, because she insinuated on a video, she insinuated several times in her live that she did something to that drink.
I need to see the video of it, because people when they give me stuff, they want to send me to like an hour-long video, and I'm like, guys, I just need the part where she said that.
Well, as a medical, she had it posted on her page. She did like a black screen with a text on it, and she said, "I sure hope you like your drink, Darlene." And she's you're a medical professional, okay? She's so far gone in her delusion that some poor woman named she seen Darlene D on a receipt, on an order, and she thought it was Darlene. And she's so far gone in her paranoia that she really thought it was her. And she went around and she even took the woman's receipt into the bathroom and took a picture of it. Yeah. That's sickness. She sat in the front parking lot of Dunkin' Donuts and changed her freaking shirt right at the front door. Every morning, 9:30 to 10 o'clock, before she clocked in, she's screaming at a phone. We did not get her fired. And Duncan has like a probationary period, from what I understand. And she was.
That's what I was saying. That I'm wondering if she got while they investigated.
She was, she's kind of new there. You know what I'm saying? And for her to get on here and tell all of us people that have at least worked one fast food job that they let her work 14 hours a week and they put her on leave for 2 weeks is freaking comical. They're not going to take a part-time employee and put them on leave. Mm-hmm. But I appreciate you giving me a box. I don't want to take up.
No, always. No, you're fine.
Late. This really bothered me tonight, because it didn't bother me that you were doing it. I watched her. She literally was high in here tonight. She was rocking. She was scratching. She was cracking her neck. She was literally high tonight. I watched it and it was sad. It was sad. It was really sad. And Gabby, if you're listening to me, you really need to stop, because I've been told by my attorney, you will be traveling here within the next 30 days. I've been trying to tell her for the past few days to knock it off. I'm not playing with her.
Do you think, though, even with litigation, like if this is the mental state she's in, do you think she'll even stop?
The only thing I think we can do, I don't want to bring religion into this, but I really feel like people just need to start praying really hard for this girl. Bro, light your candles, start praying. Whatever you got to do, just start praying really hard for this girl, because she's extremely sick. She's very sick. She's
Like,
literally begged to be sued.
I definitely do think she's got some mental health stuff going on that she needs addressed, which I've spoken to her personally about, you know, that obviously I can't give medical advice, but just that from personal experience, you know, like with medication and stuff, like, you know, sometimes the first thing you get prescribed is not always the one you need to be on. And like, you know, making sure you tell your doctors the stuff, you know, what's actually going on. It is concerning if that really wasn't Darlene. You know what I mean? To be, it's the paranoia.
Darlene was in the bed asleep, sick. Ma'am, her paranoia delusions have been going on for at least a couple months now. Mm-hmm. They've been going on for a couple of months, but she's a right fighter. And everybody's like, the people around her that love her need to stop her. They've tried. They've really tried. And they can't. So I don't know what it's going to take to stop her. But she is really on the verge of losing her son.
Yeah, that's sad.
But thank you, ma'am. I really, really appreciate you. My brother's in from out of town.
For sure. No, girl, go do your thing.
He's expecting breakfast in the morning.
Oh, girl, I understand. Get you some sleep so you can cook it up. All right, well, I'll get with you tomorrow, and because I definitely want to talk to you more about it.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye. I think it's dangerous to say nobody wants her to lose her son, because there definitely are people that do. However, I do think there are genuine people that care about her health, safety, her child, all of that. I do think she is bullied. I do think oh no, this is a lot on both sides for sure. You know, and I think that feeds into the delusional thinking of that. So for me, yeah, if you care about her son, if you care about her son, you have to care about her, to be honest. Yeah, because you have to want her to be the best that she can be for her child. It is definitely a mixture of a lot of things. Crafty Craziness Shop, thank you so much. Taylor, I see you giving all those fun gifts, little tiny, tiny hot dogs, bananas. Oh, let me turn this back on for y'all. I'm so sorry.